Welcome to SATV News. This is Kazi Farhana with your headlines. Conspiracy is underway to destroy democracy once again, says BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul. No one has the power to stop February election, says CS Press Secretary. Those trying to prevent polls are accomplices of fallen government. Note of dissent won't be included in July Charter, says Nahid Islam. July uprisings stakeholders should have the opportunity to be the next parliament. Now in details. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said conspiracies are once again being hatched to destroy democracy after the July uprising. He made the remark after offering prayers and paying respects at the grave of Zia Rahman on the occasion of National Revolution and Solidarity Day today. He also said National Revolution and Solidarity Day can be a guide to go back to the path of building a truly democratic, prosperous Bangladesh where people's voting and justice rights are ensured. BNP remains committed to that goal, he added. At the same time, Mr. Fakhrul remarked that this day is significant not just for the BNP but for all freedom-loving and democracy-seeking people of the country because Zia Rahman created the very foundation on which Bangladesh's advancement stands. Today, Zia Rahman ended one-party rule, introduced multi-party democracy, ensured press freedom, upheld the independence of the judiciary and guaranteed people's rights, he stated. When asked about the Jamaat-e-Islami's proposal to hold talks on the implementation of the July Charter, the BNP senior leader said BNP has already made its position clear in yesterday's meeting and press release. Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam has stated that the February elections will be held under the current government and no one has the power to stop them. He made this remark during an interaction with journalists at the Circuit House Auditorium in Netrokona this morning. He also said nationwide election preparations have already begun, with political parties starting candidate selection. Those who are still making misleading statements about the election and trying to prevent it are accomplices of the fallen authoritarian government, he added. At the same time, Mr. Shafiqul said the Reform Commission's work has progressed significantly. No decision has been made regarding a referendum that will be determined by political parties, he asserted. Responding to a question, he said, currently there is no mob violence in the country. It is now fully under control despite existing in the past, he further added. National Citizen Party convener Nahid Islam said the July Charter will not include any note of dissent. Speaking at the inauguration of the University Teachers Forum at Bangla Academy today, he said whatever is agreed upon will be ultimately finalized by the people. He added that if the people demand it, those decisions will be implemented. He expressed hope that the country can soon move towards election under the July Charter order and added that this party will move forward keeping the aspirations of the mass uprising in mind. He also said that current demands should be met through a referendum first and the process of issuing the July Charter order should be in the hands of Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus. The stakeholders of the July uprising should have the opportunity to be in the next parliament, he further added. National Revolution and Solidarity Day is being celebrated across the country with various events organized by BNP and like-minded parties. The Rajshahi City Unit of BNP today observed the historic day with a series of programs. The three-day observance began in the morning with the hosting of the national and party flags, followed by the release of pigeons and balloons in front of the party's city office at Malapara. Later, a discussion meeting was held with BNP Chairperson's advisor Mizanur Rahman Minu as the chief guest. Meanwhile, BNP organized flag hoisting, Quran recitation, prayers and discussions meeting in the Barishal. The flag hoisting ceremony was held at the BNP office premises in the morning. In the afternoon, Advocate Mujibur Rahman Sarwar, the BNP-nominated MP candidate of Barishal 5 constituency, spoke among others at a discussion meeting organized by the district and the metropolis. Onion prices have gone through the roof in the capital, leaving consumers reeling as the cost surged from Taka 70 to a staggering Taka 120 per kilogram within a week. A visit to several wholesale and retail markets in Dhaka revealed that onion prices have jumped by taka 40 to 50 per kg compared to the previous week. In retail outlets, onions were selling between taka 110 and taka 120 per kg. Wholesale markets also saw a sharp surge. Buyers expressed frustration over the sudden price hike, saying the abrupt surge has left them anxious. A few weeks ago, no vegetable was available below 60 taka. However, there is relief in the vegetable market with the increase in the supply of vegetables ahead of winter. The prices have also come down a lot. The prices of various types of vegetables have come down by taka 20 to 30 taka per kg. A dozen eggs, which were priced at 150 taka 2 weeks ago, have fallen to 130 taka. The price of broiler chicken has also decreased. Meanwhile, after the ban of Hilsha, silver Hilsha is available in the market. However, the price remains high as before. The family of Sarah Hussain Babla, who was shot and killed during a BNP event in Chattogram, has filed a case over his murder. 7 suspects have been named in the case filed by Sarah's father, Abdul Qadir, on Friday, said Jashimuddin, the chief of Bazid Bustami police station. 2 of the suspects implicated in the case have been identified by single names as Raihan and Dimon. Another 15 to 16 unidentified individuals have also been listed as suspects. O.C. Joshim said Sarwar, a criminal listed by police, was shot and killed by reckless gunshots during a campaign event hosted by Irshadullah, the BNP's candidate for the Chattogram 8 parliamentary seat in the upcoming general election in the Port City's Chalita Kali Khondokari neighborhood under Bazid Bustami Thana on November 5. Irshad and 3 others were also injured in the shooting. The Rapid Action Battalion has arrested 6 individuals, including prime suspect Ishtiaq Chaudhary alias OV. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Army Dr. Shafiqur Rahman today urged the country's young generation to prepare themselves to lead under the slogan New Leadership, New Bangladesh, stressing that the nation's progress depends on honest and visionary student leaders. He made this remark while addressing the Central Student Union elected representatives reception 2025 as chief guest organized by Islami Chhatro Shibir at the Bangladesh-China Friendship Conference Center in the capital. Congratulating all elected representatives and participants in the recent Student Union elections, he said the young leaders now bear a great responsibility that goes beyond their campuses. He calls on student leaders to give priority to education and research, urging them to transform universities into centers of academic excellence. Research activities have declined and this must be reversed, he said. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us.
Carlift Skyview Rooftop Restaurant, all in one. Grand Club Limited, Mirpur 10, Dhaka.
কি এমন জিনিস যেটা সব লোকে খায়? ছোটরা খেলে পরে কেঁদে মায়ের কাছে যায়, বৃদ্ধ লোক খেলে পরে মাথায় দেয় হাত, যুবক যুবতীরা খেলে পরে এদিক ওদিক তাকায়।
ছেড়ে দে শয়তান, ছেড়ে দে, দেহ পেলে আমার মন পাবি না, ছেড়ে দে।
কোন ফলের বীজ নেই বলো দেখি দাদা, বলতে না পারলে হবে তুমি গাধা।
মন্দিরা চক্রবর্তী কার সাথে প্রেম করছে?
আমি এখন মা হতে চলেছে।
চিনেছি তোমারে আকারে প্রকারে, দিনের আলো রাতের আধারে।
কোন বাসায় শুধু দুজন থাকে, দরজা জানালা ছাদ কিছুই থাকে না?
পা, পায়ের নুপুর, ছন্দ, মনে হচ্ছে কি ছু দিয়ে জাদু মন্ত্র।
এক্স্যাক্টলি,
পায়রে নুপুর আমার।
অরিক্স স্পেশাল সেলিব্রিটি শো তারকার ঝলক দেখবেন প্রতি শুক্রবার রাত 9:30 মিনিটে।
ভালোবাসা একবার তুমি বউ কইয়া ডাকো।
হ্যাঁ গো,
আর কত দূর?
আরে আমি তো ফিডের গাড়ির লগে।
তোমার গরু হাঁস মুরগি মাছ তো অনশন শুরু কইরা দিচ্ছে।
কি কও?
Welcome back to watching SATV News. News from abroad. US President Donald Trump said on Thursday that the International Stabilization Force for Gaza would be on the ground very soon. The United States will share a draft resolution on President Donald Trump's peace plan for Gaza with the 10 elected members of the United Nations Security Council later on Wednesday, a US official said. Meanwhile, regarding Iran, Donald Trump said that Iran has been asking if US sanctions against the country can be lifted. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said on Monday that cooperation between Iran and the United States is not possible as long as Washington continues to support Israel, maintain military bases, and interfere in the Middle East.
We're very powerful countries in this coalition, and it's not, this is because I've heard some of the press saying, well, it's a very...
Meanwhile, at least one person had been killed and 9 injured in a series of Israeli strikes across southern Lebanon, retouching of tensions and drawing condemnation from both of the Lebanese government and the armed group Hezbollah as a flagrant violation of a one-year-old ceasefire. The Israeli military said that it targeted allied Hezbollah military installations on Thursday, accusing the group of refusing to disarm in accordance with an agreement reached last year. Israel has carried out new daily strikes despite the truce, and Hezbollah has said that it is committed to the ceasefire agreement but will not disarm so long as Israel continues to routinely attack Lebanese territory. What Israel committed today in southern Lebanon constitutes a full-fledged crime under international humanitarian law, which criminalizes the targeting, terrorizing, and forced displacement of civilians, Lebanese President Joseph Aoun said on a statement. The barrage on the Thursday came soon after a separate Israeli raid targeted southern Lebanon's Tyre district. The United Nations Security Council removed sanctions on Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara, who is due to meet US President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday. The US drafted resolution on Thursday also lifted sanctions on Syrian Interim Minister Anas Khattab. It received 14 votes in favor, while China abstained. The Council is sending a strong political signal that recognizes Syria is in a new era since Assad and his associates were toppled, US Ambassador to the UN. Mike Waltz said after Thursday's vote. However, China abstained because the resolution did not properly address its concerns about the counter-terrorism and security situation in Syria, said China's UN Ambassador Fu Kong. The US military killed 3 men in a strike on a suspected drug vessel in international waters in the Caribbean on Thursday, said US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Hegseth said in a post on a social media website X that the vessel was operated by a designated terrorist organization but provided no further evidence. His post included a 20-second video clip marked unclassified of a boat in the water that gets struck by a mountain and explodes. The military actions were the latest of the more than a dozen US strikes since September on vessels near the Venezuelan coast and more recently in the Eastern Pacific Ocean that have killed more than 60 people. Sudanese citizens expressed their hopes and concerns on Thursday as the Parliamentary Rapid Support Forces agreed to a proposal from the United States and Arab powers for a humanitarian ceasefire and to talks on a cessation of the hostilities. Displaced Sudanese citizens in the Tawila said they hoped for things to return to what they used to be and for people to go back to their lands. Meanwhile, in Omdurman, residents said the RSF will not stick to the proposed ceasefire as they had not stuck to previous agreements. Both the RSF and the Sudanese army have agreed to various ceasefire proposals during their 2.5-year-old war, though none have succeeded. US President Donald Trump's administration has said it was working towards ending fighting in Sudan. The announcement, which the Sudanese army did not immediately respond to, comes less than 2 weeks after the RSF took over the famine-stricken city of Al-Fashir Consolation, its control over the western region of Darfur. The Rapid Support Forces also looks forward to implementing the agreement and immediately commencing discussions on the agreements for a cessation of hostilities and the fundamental principles guiding the political process in Sudan, an RSF statement said. A blast injured at least 54 people at a mosque in a school complex in Indonesia's capital of Jakarta on Friday. Local police chief Asepedi Suhari said without disclosing the cause of the explosion. The initial data we have received indicates that there are approximately 54 individuals affected. Some have minor injuries, some moderate, and some have already been discharged. As it told reporters, the cause of the explosion was being investigated, the police official said in a televised press conference. However, initial inspections suggested investigators are considering several possibilities, including an electrical short circuit, a malfunctioning electronic device, or a homemade explosive. The explosions occurred in North Jakarta's State Senior High School around 12:30 p.m. The Jakarta Globe reported citing police. Japan said on Friday that it has launched a stern protest against North Korea in response to its latest missile launch. According to Japanese government, North Korea fired a ballistic missile on Friday towards the sea off its east coast, following missile launches in the past 2 weeks and after U.S. President Donald Trump's renewed invitation for talks with Pyongyang. Japan has launched a stern protest against North Korea through diplomatic channels in the Beijing, and we strongly condemn this launch, said Japanese Cabinet Chief Secretary Minoru Kihara at a daily media briefing. Japan would work closely with the United States and South Korea to monitor further provocative actions, including nuclear tests by North Korea, he added. Swedish Defense Minister Paul Jensen said on Thursday that Sweden and Ukraine had signed a letter of intent on defense innovation that includes establishing a joint hub in Ukraine. A joint hub will be established in Ukraine where Swedish personnel will be working on defense innovation, Johnson told the joint press conference in Stockholm with his Ukrainian counterpart Denis Shmyhal. During the press conference, Shmyhal said Ukraine had asked Sweden to start training Ukrainian pilots on Swedish Gripen fighter jets as soon as possible. He said that Ukraine was ready to send personnel to Sweden immediately. Sweden signed a long-term cooperation agreement in October with Ukraine for air defense that includes the possibility of exporting the fourth-generation fighter jets in what would be the Sweden's biggest aircraft order yet.
It's naturally that they will begin train here because all the infrastructure.
The Philippines is on alert as it prepares for another storm, Pyongyang just days after being hit by Typhoon Kalamagi. A weather radar graphic showed Pyongyang in waters to the east of the island nation on Friday. The Philippine Civil Aviation Regulator has placed all area centers and airport operations under heightened alert as Pyongyang approaches. It is forecast to intensify into a super typhoon before making landfall in the northern Philippines on Sunday evening or early Monday morning. Pyongyang comes hot on the heels of Typhoon Kalamagi, which hit the Philippines earlier this week and left 135 people missing and injured 96. Colombia and Chile on Thursday criticized U.S. President Donald Trump for not attending the COP30 after his remarks denying the climate crisis. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro said countries gathered in the Belém in the Brazilian Amazon for the UN Climate Summit should forget the U.S. President on climate action. Chile's President Gabriel Boric also recalled Trump's words at September's UN General Assembly denying the climate crisis. Leaders representing over 100 countries met on Thursday in Belém at the World Leaders Climate Action Summit ahead of the COP30 Climate Summit.
La ausencia de los Estados Unidos aquí.
U.S. Senate Republicans blocked a resolution on Thursday that would have prevented President Donald Trump from attacking Venezuela without congressional authorization a day after administration officials told lawmakers that Washington is not currently planning strikes on Venezuelan territory. The Senate voted 51 to 49 largely along party lines against a measure that would have brought the war powers resolution up for a vote. Only two of Trump's fellow Republicans joined the Democrats in backing the measure, the latest test of the party's willingness to support Trump's military buildup in the southern Caribbean after 2 months of deadly strikes against both of Venezuela.
Uphold our national security and reaffirm the authority.
And thanking the president for what he's done on behalf of the many parents.
Before ending, we go to the headlines again. Conspiracy is underway to destroy democracy once again, says BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul. No one has the power to stop February elections, says Press Secretary. Those trying to prevent polls are accomplices of fallen government. Note of dissent won't be included in July Charter, says Nahad Islam. July uprising stakeholders should have the opportunity to be in next parliament. We're updated to the top story so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.SATV.tv. Stay with SATV.